to work for To SUAS in West Wicklow in 2000, and I was dealing with a lot of the hill farmers, and dealing with them it became obvious fairly quickly that there was issues in the uplands, and mainly around there was a massive change in the way the farmers were grazing the hills. Why was that happening? I suppose there was very little money in hill sheep, and with the Celtic tiger coming on, more farmers had off-farm employment, so it made sense to them to concentrate their farming activities on the lowland. This reduction in grazing, that was leading to more vegetation building up on the hills. There was a knock-on effect with the overgrown vegetation with more burning, which was causing more damage.
SUAS would have come through Wicklow Uplands Council, the members, and I suppose we have a lot of farming members on Wicklow Uplands Council as well, and the consensus was that there was an issue in the uplands, you know, the recognition that there is a decline in farming activities, and then there was increasing awareness, I suppose, to decline in the habitat condition too. And I suppose our members then were concerned about that and kind of started having discussions about what could be done about it. In 2013, they carried out a study. The study was called the Study of the Best Management of Upland Habitats, and that was linking farming activities with habitat condition and how good farming practice can benefit the habitats. And that kind of set the basis then for SUAS, because that was the first time that SUAS was actually there was a structure around what it might look like and what the actions might be and what might be carried out. And I suppose from 2013 onwards then there's been a lot more research been done.
If you look around, you can see all the ferns that's grown, the bracken that's grown around there, and that's not what you want on. They weren't being used enough. They were becoming overgrown. Large numbers of sheep were being put to the hills for a short time of the year, and not always the best time of the year for the hill.
The older farmers that grazed the sheep on the hill in the summers and the autumns, they would have controlled burned it. And now sometimes it wouldn't be that controlled either.
Whoever was out checking, looking at the sheep, they just drop a match and walk away. You know, and like I'm talking about my ancestors' time, like the last generation. Like you could be talking about 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe up to 100 acres burnt at a time.
Like I can remember back years ago, like even my uncle's time here and that, like we were only nippers at the time now, and the hills would be better grazed and there was more sheep on them, like, you know.
We were getting very worried about the overgrown state of the commonage and that, because nothing has been done with it for a long time.
Between Teagasc, there was a Walsh fellow, Fergal Maguire, and he looked into the attitudes of farmers to the commonage and commonage systems, and then Wicklow Uplands Council, we had carried out some more information events. There was a controlled burning workshop, there was an inventory of biodiversity in the Wicklow Uplands Commission, so there was all this research was kind of still ongoing from 2013 onwards, and we had hoped, you know, that there would be a way to put what we had envisaged into practice.
As we were going along, we were learning more and more about the issues and what was possible over time. So then when these EIP projects came along, we had all our homework done and we were in a strong position to put together a proposal for it. So once we got approval, we were ready to start our project and go ahead.
We didn't know what SUAS would offer, how much would the commonage in total gain out of it. But I think the whole idea that there was an interest from policy of government or a state body really, and a subsidy from the state to SUAS, showed that someone was interested in changing what was happening up there, or what was up there wasn't right.
Personally, we didn't know. I didn't know what to think. Kind of said, yeah, we'll give it a shot and see. It's not going to do us any harm. It's one of those things. It could be a bottle of smoke, but it could be a great thing too. We said if it gave us any benefit at all, it was well worth it.
We went through a selection process, so we didn't just throw it totally open to say every last farmer in the Wicklow and Dublin Uplands area could get involved in it, because we didn't have the funding to do that.
I thought it would be a good idea to get the vegetation on the hill controlled, because I'm surrounded by forest. Light of fire is too dangerous. I thought that was part of what they did, and that's why I applied.
I think the whole idea of sitting down with the locals and just involving them in the process makes a big difference. Now, it wasn't all farmer driven. There was, I came from Teagasc, kind of an advisory background, and through our operation group we had various other expertise and stuff. But by bringing both sides together, it's not that the farmers know everything, it's not that the environmentalists and experts knows everything, it's that sitting down and working together. And regardless of what issues we have, if we take that approach, we can come to solutions, definitely.